Kosovo danas, jedan živopisni spoj suvremenog i tradicionalnog, u Prištini mladi ljudi po kafićima, stariji umirovljenici u šetnji glavnim trgom. Svi poštuju zabranu pušenja u zatvorenim prostorima, bez iznimke, kao da smo u Švedskoj. Voze se i dobri i loši automobili. Živi se u novim zgradama i luksuznim naseljima. Ali čuvaju se neki stari zanati, kao ovdje u Đakovici, gdje smo sreli majstora koji izrađuje tradicionalne albanske kape, keče, plise. Kako ne vidim baš dobro, u početku sam pomislio da sam u pekari, da se mijesi kruh.
Për me dash me ky plisin e barë, s'pari duhet me qenë leshi, më varet nga pastërtia e leshit. Nëse është leshi i pastër, atë ka mundësi që ma shpejt mundet me u bë. E qojmë në maqinë, shprishet, e masim edhe nga fundi e bojmë me jaj, për jaj se dalim dhe në këtë operacionin. Zakonisht kjo bëhet prej 2 taslaqeve, 2 taslaqe e marrim një taslak edhe e kthejmë anën, në këtë formë. Po. Dhe 2 taslaqeve. Me njëre kthejmë këtu mrapa, edhe bojmë me ujë, kjo është ujë i nxehtë dhe sapun, disa grimta sapunit, dhe bojmë ngjitjen e 2 taslaqeve, ose 2 pjesëve.
Plise, keče i razni modeli izloženi su u posebnom muzeju u Đakovici, tako da ta povijesna kapa, simbol prepoznavanja Albanaca, još više dobije na značaju.
Bojmë shtrydhjen. Kjo është peta, i cili mund të thonë se afër dhe 70% që është e krymë që leshja. Pas këtij operacioni, duhet me shti me i zbardhë në detergjent. Pas zbardhjes në detergjent, atëherë i marrim dhe bojmë barin, i cili është me amidon, ose në seshte, ujë të nxehtë, sapun, dhe vënojmë në kallypa, cilat i dojmë. I dojmë gjysmë sferik të Kosovës, Shqipërisë mesme apo Labërisë. Gjithsej janë 3 lloj qeleshe. Të Kosovës, Shqipërisë mesme dhe Labërisë.
A sad natrag u 21. stoljeće, kao kontrast u Prištini razgovor s djevojkom koja živi i razmišlja kao da je iz Londona, ili još bolje iz Amsterdama, a 100% je kosovska Albanka.
A bit about your education. Okay, well, I studied film directing in Prištini University. And then after that, I decided, I had a break for a while. I was making films. And then I decided that I wanted to do master's studies in media and communications. And then I wrote my thesis and analyzed the 90s, the independent film in the 90s in Kosovo. Last year, I went to US and I was studying in UCLA film producing for a year.
And you intend to make your first feature movie soon?
Yes, next year I'm going to be shooting my first feature film. It's called Vera Dreams of the Sea.
Again on Kosovo?
Yeah, maybe, in some levels, yes.
You own this cafe, but you don't have time to run it, not really.
Not anymore, no. Yes, this cafe, I co-own this cafe with my partner, and it opened in 2009. And I always wanted to have a cafe that was in between of a bookshop and a cafe, because I love books and I also love having coffee and talking to people. So and then that happened in 2009, and in that time it was a very unique concept, because it was like the first type of a cafe, that type of a cafe here in Pristina.
If I were to ask you ideologically, are you a center, left, right wing?
Oh, I'm left. I'm left.
You're left, of course. As an artist, you're all left.
No, I think that I'm just, it's not because I'm an artist, it's just a part of, it's my nature. I'm just left.
Right. But you run a project, Oral History.
Yes.
Which means that in this territory, in this country, there is that tradition to transmit history orally. Not writing books, not having official history. What's your experience?
Well, you know, oral tradition predates written history, and Kosovars as such are not very unique regarding oral tradition. Most of histories in the world started with oral tradition. However, this culture of orally transmitting stories from one generation to the other still remains in Kosovo. And Oral History Project, in that sense, kind of just transmits this culture into all these other mediums. Today, Oral History Project is an online platform where histories of individuals from different paths of life are documented. We film people, we interview them from 2 to 4 hours, and have their stories translated in Albanian, English, and Serbian.
Okay, to be more precise, in all the rest of what was Yugoslavia, they talk about World War II intensely, in the press, in the media, in politics. It's all time present. In Kosovo, they don't talk about World War II, and you were interviewing very old people that remember. So what did they say? And why are they so silent?
It's not that we don't talk about Second World War. Of course we do. Everybody talks about Second World War. But as in any country in ex-Yugoslavia, we talk about Second World War in a very selective way. You know, there are certain aspects of Second World War that we don't like to share.
Certain. What's certain? Well, if they are certain, they're known.
Well, for example, we don't like to talk about Albanian collaboration with Germans. We don't like to talk about Tivari massacre because there were 2,000 Albanian young men from 14 to 17 killed after the Second World War by partisans, and we never found out what happened to them, and we were not even expected to ask the government, the Yugoslav government, what happened to those people. We don't talk about Italians either. We don't talk also about why the border with Albania was so dramatically shut for 50 years.
In your generation, out of 20 women from your generation, how many would marry a Serbian man without any prejudice? Out of 20. More than half?
Women of my generation don't believe in marriage, you know.
Very good. And how do you survive in Kosovo, not believing in marriage?
Easily, you just do whatever you need to do to survive as anywhere else.
Do you have to give explanations?
I don't really care about giving explanations, to be honest,
Your family?
My parents divorced when I was 6, so, I was very well trained from the early age that families are artificial constellations. So I don't really feel that I need to give anybody explanation about how I need to live, And there is a growing generation of women that don't feel that they need to explain anything to anyone about what they would want to do.
Priznajem, pobjedila me u retorici, osjetio sam se tako staromodan, konzervativan i nije bila jedina na Kosovu. Neobične stvari sam gledao posvuda. U razmaku od nekoliko minuta vidite, na primjer, neke momke koji pale čudno vozilo, marke napravi sam, pa onda vidite da se takvi slični voze po gradu i odmah iza njih ide luksuzna pila od 200.000 eura. Možete vidjeti na ledini u nekoj zabiti vilu koja nalikuje Bijeloj kući u Washingtonu. A imate sela gdje se živi kao prije 50 ili 100 godina. Ono što je sigurno bolje, to je ubrzani proces ravnopravnosti žena na Kosovu. I kod naših studenata nema velikih dvojbi. Za punu ravnopravnost muškarcima je čak 88. Samo 6 mačista je protiv, 6 nije odgovorilo. O tome će reći bivša novinarka koja danas ima vlastiti obrt, a proglašena je i biznis ženom godine na Kosovu.
Mi smo završili taj dio, ajmo reći, emancipacije žena. U pitanju legislature koja postoji na Kosovu, znači mi smo ravnopravne. Pristup univerzitetima je isti, znači proporcionalno i muškarci i žene, znači počinju studirati. Ono što je sad problematično je, referirajući se na ekonomsku situaciju na Kosovu, imamo mali procenat žena koje je zaposleno. Pošto imamo veliku nezaposlenost uopće, ali je najviše istaknuta ta nezaposlenost kod žena. Mogu vam reći da je problematično položaj žena u odlučujućim pozicijama. Tu su muškarci veoma, ajmo reći, veoma sebični. Ta mjesta ne daju ženama, ali daju mjesta gdje je najteže. Mi smo ženu izabrali da vodi naše pregovore sa Srbijom, koja je veoma zahtevan posao i veoma delikatan, gospođo Edita Tahiri. Mi smo ženu izabrali za ministricu pravde, gdje je najveći problema imamo mi kao društvo. Na neki način, tamo gdje gori, gdje je najkomplikovanije, naši političari su svjesni da mogu žene bolje da odrade posao nego što mogu oni.
Ono što je ranije bilo teško i zamisliti na patrijarhalnom Kosovu, to je ekspanzija civilnog društva, onog dijela koji štiti ženu. Od njene ravnopravnosti u društvu do otpora maltretiranju, verbalnom i fizičkom, seksualnom i svakom drugom. Pa evo kako to izgleda. Daju se upute djevojkama i ženama kako da se zaštite, kome da prijave, tko će im pomoći.
Komuniteti i Girls Code in Kosova është duke u rritë dhe deri tash kemi dikun më shumë se 600 vajza të cilat janë duke studiuar ose punuar në fushën e teknologjisë, edhe janë prej moshës dikun 15 vjeçare deri 25 vjeçare.
So Kosovo 30-40 years ago was a very masculine, very macho society. Did things change?
Po pa tjetër që po. Nëse krasoj vetëm me mënyrën e jetës ose me mundësitë të cilat I kam pas prindtimi, me kohën në të cilën unë tash jetoj, mund të them se ne tash kemi shumë mundësi edhe shumë hapësirë. Mos me thonë që tash kemi pa limit mundësi për të qenë çka do që dëshirojmë në profesion, në punë, ose çka do që dëshirojmë të realizojmë për vendin tonë. Nëse krahasoj jetën deri tash, atëherë mund të them se Kosova është duke shku në një drejtim shumë të mirë, edhe mundësit për të rritë, po rritën dita e ditës, edhe çdo ditë më shumë, edhe për vajzat janë duke u pozicionuar në pozita shumë të mira edhe shumë të rëndësishme në shoqërinë tonë.
Imaju li mladi Albanci radne navike? Jesu li ovi studenti radili neki fizički posao, zarađivali kao radnici, berači voća, konobari? Znaju li za težak I slabo plaćen rad? Da, radio sam takve poslove, odgovorila je više od 60% anketiranih. Ne, nisam radila 39%. Nije loše. U ostalim državama ove regije rezultat je bio slabiji, a studenti s kojima smo razgovarali u Prištini, oni koji su htjeli pred kameru, stoje stabilno na nogama.
You are an older guy, so
Yeah.
what are you studying?
I'm studying medicine in the 5th year.
5th year.
Yes.
Great. Do you have a driver's license?
Yes, I have.
And your own car?
Not yet. Not yet. My father said he will buy me a car when I finish my studies.
And your family background, your father, what is he doing? Your mother?
They have their own business. They work in construction, in the construction field, and in furniture shop.
Here in Kosovo, when someone says, I have my own business, do you perceive he's rich? Or he can be a plumber, he can do anything, he can go bankrupt? Or you always think, he has his business, it means he's rich?
It's a matter of mentality. They all, when for example, when I say my father has a business, they all say that, oh, he's rich, he's a millionaire, but that's not true.
Okay, what car are you driving?
Mercedes-Benz.
Wow. Besides English, do you speak some other language?
Yes, German.
German.
I was born in Germany.
What mental environment suits you better? The German hard-working mentality or a bit relaxed Anglo-Saxon mentality?
I would really like to combine them. I love the Germans' discipline, but I love the mentality of globalization too.
But on the other hand, I'm sure you can say for yourself, I'm also an Albanian patriot, an Albanian
Yes, of course.
Kosovo nationalist.
Of course. Not nationalist, because I divide nationalism with patriotism. Nationalism, I think, is something that not very good thing, because when I say I'm better than other people, that's not true. But patriotism is loving your country and working for it, like paying the bills, and so doing good things for your country.
You believe that a good patriot is a good taxpayer?
Yes, of course.
You're religious?
I believe, but I don't practice it.
How old are you?
22.
22. And you're 5th year of medicine?
Yes.
Huh? Are you privileged to be running so fast? 22 years old, you'll become a doctor in a year or
I
two?
began school at 6, so I'm on time.
That's a German training.
Yes.
Great.
A kako radi I razmišljaju još mlađi od studenata? Ovo će biti samo prvi dio priče o velikom projektu Bonavet, što bi se prevelo kao uradi sam, gdje se mlađi tinejdžeri I osnovci uključuju, osim redovite škole, u praktično učenje napredne tehnologije. Ono kada 13-godišnjak zna više, ima naprednije ideje od 50% odraslih ljudi. Ali prvo o čovjeku koji je to sve pokrenuo. So after your business success in Switzerland, you returned to Kosovo. What was the idea?
Well, after 25 years of life in Switzerland, my wife and I decided to return back to Kosovo And when we came here, we decided to establish a foundation, which we call Una edu Kosovo, which means I love Kosovo. And we initially supported very poor families because after the war, Kosovo was very much impoverished. In parallel to the foundation, I established, together with 6 very successful young entrepreneurs, a business competition, business idea competition, to encourage young people to establish new companies, because the Kosovar private sector is very weak, and the public sector was very big, actually oversized and unproductive. So we had a competition which we organized for 3 years for compelling business ideas, but to our disappointment, after 3 years, we did not succeed. And the first problem was there was lack of expertise. That is because the educational system in Kosovo is very obsolete. And the second problem was we lacked creativity. We didn't have innovative ideas. We could not reform the educational system because that would take a lifetime.
But you could make a parallel system.
But we wanted to do something that would work, and quickly. So we believed in children, and we believed in the imagination and creativity of children, and we decided to build a new environment, a non-formal educational environment to stimulate creativity of children.
I will ask you in English, and if you can answer in English. If not, please answer in Albanian, but loud. The question is, how old are you? Who is 13? Lift your hand. 1, 2, 3, almost everyone. Who is 12? Nobody. Who is 14? 1, 2. 15? Nobody. So 13 and 14. Who thinks that he or she speaks a good English? Lift your hand. 1, 2, 3. 3. Who understands English? Everyone understands English. And who doesn't speak English at all? No one. Excellent. Okay, now, could someone of you, in Albanian or in English, tell me what he has or she has produced here? You can do that? Okay, show me what you're doing here.
Yeah, today we are learning to make the three-dimensional smile face in Tinkercad. We made it with geometric shapes. We do it with 1 round roof and 3 cylinders. And
okay. How do you do it?
I learned how to do, and in Tinkercad we do it with 4 shapes. It was easy when I learned it, and it's awesome.
And so then you transfer it to the 3D printer?
Yeah.
And it makes a model?
Yeah, I make the three-dimensional model.
What are you going to become? Do you know? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, I think I'm going to be doctor.
Doctor?
Yeah.
So you'll be able to make small parts of the human being?
Yeah.
And if you become a doctor,
yeah,
will you be using things like this?
I don't know, because it's my first time seeing this.
And people have produced this here in this building. What is this?
This is a robot arm. We're printing with 3D printer in Banavat. With this, we can help people who doesn't have door, arm, or leg. We use servo motor to control the arm, and with servo motor we control with Arduino Uno. With Arduino Uno we can control everything, and we can control the robot arm.
And you produce that on a 3D printer?
Yes,
How old are you?
I am 30.
Okay, and you've been in the school in this
Makerspace.
Yeah.
Yeah, for 6 months. 6 months.
And before you came, you didn't know anything about
I don't know anything. When I come here, I teach everything for Arduino, robot arm, electronic, Ruby programming, little bits, and more and more. I read a book about everything for electronic.
Okay. Is that more interesting than going to school and learning history?
I think yes. I like that.
I to je bilo sve. U idućoj emisiji vidjet ćemo gnjilane. Jedan luksuzni hotel, restoran, zoološki vrt za lame iz Perua, konje po 200.000 eura, sve ideja švicarskog Albanca podrijetlom iz ovoga kraja. Vlasnik 3 informativne firme preselio je kapital u proizvodnju voća, pravi odlične sokove i podiže kvalitetu života okolnih sela. Jedan dan u većinsko-srpskoj općini Gračanica sa potpredsjednikom kosovske vlade. I druge priče, poštovani gledatelji, doviđenja.